What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Today on the program, I have the Southern Outlaws Band. Oh, you've heard of Southern Outlaws Band. I'm talking about the Southern Outlaws Band, okay? I got, they're out of, I think they're from all over this fine country of ours, from West Virginia to Ohio. I think some of them are in Nashville, New York. They're all over the place, the Southern Outlaws. They have a website, the Southern Outlaws Band.com, if you want to learn a little bit more. But we're going to get to talk to them in the next few minutes, so stick around. At least we're going to get to talk to a couple of them or a few of them. I think I got Arliss Walker and Dave Wallaker II and Sandy Wono. Who's that? Well, you're going to find out. Stick around. This week's shows, I'll be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, the video dance party karaoke jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. We got the full bar, the kitchen's open, pool tables. They got a pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're doing it, I encourage you to check out the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. Be there. Come on down. Come on out to the Rab. Good times. Saturday, I have a wedding. And unless you're invited, you cannot come. The reason I mention it, because I'm excited. I love weddings. Saturday, I get to do a wedding. And I save my Saturdays for parties and weddings and special events and stuff like that. Always a good time. Always having fun at weddings. Oh, man. I'm having a good day, and I'm excited to talk to the Outlaws, the Southern Outlaws Band. I got them on Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/Keys Dan, Skyping the Southern Outlaws Band now.
There you go. There we go.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. I got the Southern Outlaws Band. Now, I'm listening to your song, the one song that you have on your YouTube, and I'm a very visual person. I'm a video DJ since way back when, and I do appreciate that you made a music video with your Rebel song, with your Legend of the Rebel.
Oh, my God. Arliss and Sandy put that together. And I'll tell you what, man, when they showed it to me after they got done about 13 hours that day, I'm like, what the hell, man? I said, this is really cool. I mean, they did a fabulous job.
Well, I'm looking at it. Is it one of those reenactment type of things where people do battles?
Part of it, we wound up getting the licensing from Warner Brothers to use part of the movie Gettysburg. And the other part is the reenactment soldiers from Gettysburg. So it is a combination of both.
Well, fantastic, man. Well, I'm looking at people, and for people that are watching the video version, they're going to have no problem detecting which voice is which. But I want you to introduce yourselves since we got you here for the people that are on the audio-only version. That way they can distinctify your voice a little bit. Arliss Walker, since you're the first one that made contact with me, go ahead and let them know who you are.
I am Arliss Walker, lead singer and frontman of the Southern Outlaws Band.
I'm Dave Wallaker II. I am one of the lead guitarists of the Southern Outlaws Band.
And I am Sandy Homa. I try to manage these guys.
All right, Sandy, you're the wild card because I did not see you on the website. All the 5 members of the Outlaws of the Southern Outlaws Band are listed there, but you're a behind the scenes type person Miss Sandy, and I'm glad you're here in front of the camera, wrangling these guys in, because, you know, having a name like Outlaws, you're gonna, you already expect trouble. You already expect something's gonna happen. Is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be exciting? Probably.
Always.
It's always positive.
She's our paid babysitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's good to have positivity, but you know, sometimes I'm positive things are going to go wrong or things are going to go right. You know, positivity can go either direction. Now, Dave Wallaker, I noticed you're the tech man, the guy who knows computers. How long has that situation been going?
All my life, unfortunately.
Yeah. You know,
I am currently a network engineer, and yeah, it is, well, it's exciting sometimes and it's boring other times. I don't know what to say, but yeah.
Well, I graduated high school back in 86. That's the 1900s for you kids out there. You know, and I was the sysop of a BBS board in Broward County, Florida. My hack name or my code name was Break Dancer. Now, I wasn't much of a break dancer, but I spelled it BREAK, like I'm breaking into your system and dancing around all over your modem and what have you. And I had the I can't even remember what the baud was, but I remember tying up my telephone way back when. I don't know what year did you graduated high school. Give us what year did you graduate?
79.
79.
That 1879?
1879. Yes.
That makes a lot of sense. No, my stepdad was an electronics engineer, and he helped me build a computer and a synthesizer and such. And I remember working with electronics back then. A lot of times I would take stuff apart, and I wouldn't know how to put it back together, but I would try my darndest. Is that where you were growing up? I mean, what were you getting into back in 79?
That's what I was doing. I went to college for electrical engineering and ended up not using any bit of it. And I fell into the computer industry, which is something I've been doing. I've actually been able to do wiring, cabling, all through that, but then graduated all the way up to network engineer for the telephony system and some security stuff. So, yeah.
Well, you're an important man for the AI, you know, because they're going to be taking over real soon. And I do bow to my AI overlords. I bow because maybe the singularity has already happened, and we're living in a what is it, a simulation?
Yes, the virtual world. I mean, it is here and it is now, and unbelievably, a lot more things are coming.
Well, hey, I gotta pay respect for whoever bought the edition for us to have alcohol and that, you know. So whoever paid for that edition on this AI game that we're playing in, props.
Yes,
fantastic. Well, I want to see you got some advertisement going on for the people that are on the audio only. They're not going to see the beautiful faces sitting right here next to me, but then you got American Badass Whiskey right behind you. This portion of the podcast brought to you by that. Please send them cases and cases of it so they can share it with their fans as they're playing their music, because a well-oiled, a well-alcoholed fan base sometimes makes a really good show.
Yep. That's their slogan. Keep your parts lubed.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the music sound even better.
Okay. It's not like, I think there was a beer that says the beer you can drink with your mouth. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even going to mention what that slogan's for, but I think if you know anything about some of the most popular beers. Think Frogs. Way back in the 80s, they had Frogs as their sponsors, as their spokespeople. But I don't want to mention them. But I thought that was a pretty funny slogan: beer that you can drink with your mouth.
You drink with your.
Yeah, we're actually proud to be sponsored and stuff by American Badass Whiskey out of Texas. They're with Garage Wheel Spirits. A lot of big things happening with them. They just got their own car in NASCAR, and now you can wind up seeing they're filming the episodes right now. They're going to be on Motor Trend, the channel for that, and then there's going to be a lot of excitement coming up here in the future, probably by the end of the year, that you will see a national commercial with American Badass Whiskey and possibly hear the Southern Outlaws Band.
Always good to get your stuff into commercials or what have you. I've just learned recently about getting into sync. SYNK, I think it is. You kind of put your music in there, send it out. Maybe a movie producer or a commercial producer might want to get your music and put it on their show, and you reap the benefits. Every time that movie gets played, you get a little mailbox money, some sleeping pillow money, and that's the ultimate goal is to no matter what business you get into, you want that money to make money for itself so you can relax a little bit. Even the richest people in the world don't have to work as hard as they did when they were in their 20s, when they were first starting out, because that money just keeps coming because they've made good investments.
Our entire catalog is actually on sync.
Right.
Yeah.
Smart.
It's perpetual motion.
You are teaching people. These are gems that you're teaching these kids that are just starting to come out, and they say, "Hey, I've listened to that Southern Outlaws Band music on my various social medias. How'd they become who they are?" And I want to ask you guys, how did you become who you are? Because you have an extensive bio on your website. Whoever made that website really took the time. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it. You have an overall. What?
It will be updated here soon.
Well, you have an overall Southern Outlaws Band, where you came from a little bit, and then each individual in the band has their own personal bio, which is exactly what it is for a band. When you get 5 guys together, it's 5 different personalities. We got 8 billion people on this planet, and I know I recently said it on one of these podcasts. We have 8 billion different ideas, different minds. No 2 are exactly alike, and it's good that You've discovered that, you've brought that out, and you've said, look, we got 5 people. Not all of them are going to be able to get together. In fact, we got 2 out of 5 on this podcast. I guess the other 3 couldn't make it. See, schedules. And to get a band together to go on tour, hard work. Sandy, you got your work cut out for you. But Arliss, give people an idea of who you are and where you're from.
I'm actually, all my family comes from West Virginia, and moved here, and most of them moved to Ohio. There's still a lot of them back home, and we've actually, me and our drummer is actually my cousin. We grew up in the music business because our grandfather played professional bluegrass with the West Virginia Travelers, and we were pretty much raised ever since we were, born around music. And then when me and him are the founding members of the Southern Outlaws Band. And me and Mike wound up putting everything together. Then we added, this crazy monkey over here, Dave Weilager, we have guitar Boogie Bob Furta, which couldn't be with us tonight and stuff, but he is actually from New Jersey. And then we have Tim Williams, which is right now, he's actually in Columbus representing the National Guard of Ohio. But, one thing of it is we all have diverse backgrounds in music, and it brings a whole unique flavor to what makes the Southern Outlaws Band who we are.
Yeah.
Now, I had a solo career and stuff when I was back in the 90s, not dating how old I am, but...
What year did you graduate? Go ahead.
See, I
actually graduated in 91. I just turned 50.
50 years old. He can kick and stretch and kick. He's 50.
That's right. And I did play at the Grand Ole Opry. And now back here, wind up with the Southern Outlaws Band, and we just came back from playing Super Bowl weekend in Arizona for Rock Nation and Too Hot Radio, and now we're getting ready for a lot of big shows coming up here in the next few months.
Couple months,
and we'll be going down south. Matter of fact, Rock Nation is bringing us back. We'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, September 30th.
Yep, end of September. Yep.
And then we'll be pretty much all over down south, and then through Texas and Nashville, and then coming up here, and then we'll wind up going to New York. towards the end. And we're just kicking it. And the biggest thing of it is for us is just getting out and entertaining a live crowd. That to be us is the biggest thing, is just being out there and entertaining people.
Well, all you have to do is you have to do is put your name into the Google search, or I guess now the Bing search, because there's a new AI in town, going back to that. But I'm noticing and I'm smelling there's a few Yankees in that Southern Outlaw Band. Some Yankees out there, and here I am. I'm in Conway, Arkansas, just about 30 minutes north of Little Rock. But really, I moved from further south to get to the south, because I'm from Miami, from the Florida Keys, which is the biggest suburb of New York. So the biggest wine in New York City is, I want to go to Florida. So I've always been called my whole life a Yankee from Miami. But now I'm in Arkansas. I think I'm in the South. I'm in the deep South. I got street cred now. But you're from West. What's that?
I said we went through Arkansas on our way to Arizona.
Yeah, you went on I-40 and you just drove on through.
Yeah, we just kept right on going.
Yep. Just wave at me. Wave at Keys Dan. See it, and I'm still using Keys Dan from the Florida Keys. I can't lose that moniker, so it follows me around no matter where I'm at. But you're from West Virginia, West by God, Virginia, and that has a history in itself.
All the time.
Well, that has a history in itself, seceding from Virginia itself, because they didn't have all the beliefs. Tell me about, give me a little history of Virginia as you know it, West Virginia.
Well, a lot of them and stuff wanted to be separated from a lot of it because they wanted to be left alone, especially during the Civil War. They didn't want no part of anything. They wanted to be their own people.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, they became a state in 1863.
Yeah, right in the middle of it all, right in the middle of the Civil War. But, I feel that way a lot of times. Some people will talk to me about politics, Biden's doing that, Trump's doing that. Sometimes I just want to be left alone. I'm going to sweep my own front porch, take care of my family, take care, concentric circles. You take care of yourself, then you take care of your immediate family, then you take care of your community, then you take care, as you can, and the whole world will be clean if everybody swept their own front porch, right?
That's right.
Right.
And hey, NASCAR's got to thank us hillbillies because we started it all.
Yes.
Now, going to NASCAR, I lived real close to Homestead Miami Speedway, and I worked at Exito 105.5 down in Miami, Florida. I was, and which is defunct now, but they still have a website that I created, and it's still there. It's still out there. But I got to go to the Homestead Miami Speedway and watch the NASCAR Nextel Cup and root on my boy Bobby Labonte, number 18. Interstate batteries, everybody's got their own, but who's your NASCAR favorites if you have some?
Dale Earnhardt Sr. It's for me.
Sam, you got one.
Rusty Wallace was always mine back in the day.
And you're talking to somebody who has no clue. I don't.
Yeah.
I know Dale Earnhardt only because I worked with a guy that knew it, and he had one of his tires. And that's all I know.
I mean, not even a Danica Patrick fan, I mean, she's a novelty.
I am.
Well, yeah.
She's a little cutie pie that drives around.
Too, so.
Say again. I'm sorry, Sandy.
I'll clue you in afterwards.
Yeah,
okay.
He has no clue.
Well, think of the girl in the MMA who was the famous girl in the MMA. Do you remember? Remember who it is? Ronda
Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. Well, think her, but think her in a car driving around at super speed. Cute girl in a car driving fast. Come on.
Actually.
Yeah.
But here I am being all sexist, but that's what we're supposed to be doing is we love each other and we're attracted to each other.
With hell of a woman and stuff to pay tribute to the women and stuff that are out there working hard.
Well, that that's another thing about the species, and we got to perpetuate. If we weren't attracted to each other, we wouldn't want to further the species, or if you will. But I digress, man. We're talking about your rock and roll music, your Southern outlaw music, your dirty, dirty, dirty Southern band music. And I listen to that, like I said, I listen to that Rebel song. You know, I listened to a couple of the other songs that you have featured on your Facebook, but that's the one on your YouTube page. And you got a new subscriber, and I encourage everyone to go and subscribe now, because I'm sure that there's going to be some more activity on that page coming up real soon. I want to see live shows. I want to see, you know, because you got Sandy. She's going to be taking video of you. That's what I'm guessing. That's part of the deal. Yeah, because once
video.
Yeah, once
Some
you're
that can't be seen, but she does have video. Yes.
Yeah, once you're in a band or, you know, any kind of creator, you have that gig. You made that gig. You went to that bar. You got that show. Yes, you're making money that night. But in the back of your head, you're thinking about, how do I get that next gig? Because this is a hustle. It's always a hustle. And thankfully, you got a team. You can only do so much by yourself. Arliss Walker, you were in a solo career. You know, back in the 90s, you were in a famous band and you were a solo artist, you know, but you can only go so far as a solo. You need a team behind you. Big Records put this together, so I'm very happy about that. I get to meet up with you guys, and, you know, I heard the music. Now I get to find out the people behind the music, you know, Mr. Technical and Mr. Mystery, I think. It's very mysterious of where you came from. You're a youngster, a little whippersnapper.
He's totally serious.
Yeah.
We're still wondering.
Yeah.
I mean,
we see a flash light in the sky and we still wonder if they're coming to pick him up. We don't know.
Well, I mean, you say you were in your own solo career, Arliss Walker, and you know, when did that come about? I mean, just 91, right out of high school, or were you getting into it in high school?
Actually, it was right during high school, and then going into when I got to be in Nashville was in 94. And I got the honor to sign my name backstage at the Grand Ole Opry. It's right next to Hank Williams Jr.
Wow. Did you feel it? Did you feel the spirit? Did you feel it?
When you are backstage and you're looking at that barn backdrop, and then you're looking at the circle that they cut out of the old Ryam, because at 94 was right when the big flood hit, and they didn't know if they were going to even open the Ryam anymore. And the history of the people that stood on that circle, I mean, it just makes the hairs on your arms stand up.
Yeah, any old theater like that. I was at the Robinson Theater down in Miami, not nearly as old, but certainly had a history on its own. And here I am with my little DJ equipment. I don't play any music. I'm in awe of the people that can pick up a guitar, pick up a drum, pick up a bass, pick up any instrument, and make something beautiful come out of it. You know, my job is to play the music that you have on the radio, in the clubs, at a wedding, you know, at a party, and people will go, "Hey, who is that you're playing? That sounds pretty good." And I'll say, "Southern Outlaws Band, check them out." That's how our symbiotic relationship works. You know, people have been handing me CDs. Well, before that, records, 8-tracks for years. 8-tracks. Grandpa, what's an 8-track? Anyway, I digress again. You know, people have been handing me records my whole life saying, "Hey, if you like this, will you play it on the radio?" Yes, I will. I like the Southern Outlaws Band. I will play it on the radio. And now that you have music videos, I will play the music video at the club on Friday, you know? And it helps you to get, all right, say there's 100 people in that room, maybe 50 of them will go to the Southern Outlaws Band website. Maybe they'll buy a T-shirt. Maybe they'll get one of those koozie cups, because for some reason, I don't drink alcohol, but for some reason, I got a bunch of koozie cups. I don't know why, but I got them. People love them.
Yes, they do. We sold out of them, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, here I am selling your koozie cups, and you don't even have any. No, you got to go get some more.
Oh, we'll get more. Trust me.
Yes, you will.
And I'm glad you said
that out of me for a second. You said, I'm glad you said what?
But with you doing weddings, I'm actually an ordained minister, so anybody needs to get married by the Southern Outlaws Band, I can perform weddings too.
All right. Did you go to the Church of Unified whatever in 15 minutes and get your license like I did, or you bona fide?
Actually, no. I actually went to the university and got my full license that I can do baptisms and everything. So, yeah.
That's fantastic, man. Did you have ideas of going into the ministry and being one of those guys up there and preaching?
No, not really.
Well, because go ahead.
It's now the house of the Southern of Southern Rock, Church of Ministry, and we will be happy to baptize anybody in bourbon if they'd like to be.
Well, I mean, that's showmanship in itself, is getting up there on stage. I mean, I watched you, like I said, I watched a couple of your videos, and you get out there and you give it your all. I mean, I can't believe you probably have, I imagine you got an oxygen tank sitting just off stage, because you are pushing air out your body and getting those notes out there. Yes, a microphone helps a little bit, and a good engineer turning up the volume and giving you a little echo might help a little bit, but it's still you in the front, working the crowd, working that stage, making the people, changing lives, changing feelings. I mean, do you feel like you get a workout, or do you have an exercise regimen, or is that it?
Yeah, you stay fit doing what we do, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing of it is if we can go out there and actually put on a good show, and no matter who comes to the show, and if we can make them forget whatever bad day they had, the troubles they're going through, just for a little bit, then we've done our job.
Absolutely.
Well, you figure they took the time to get off their couch, away from their big screen TV. They probably got a nice theater at their house with surround sound, and they got up. They went to whatever club it was, paid their tab, paid their ticket, their entrance fee, and they said, "I want to see a Southern Outlaws Band show," and you're going to give it to them. You're going to give it your all.
Hey, if I've got to break a hip in the process, I'm all for it. He'll just wheel me out on stage.
That's it. Not a problem. Yep. Just whatever.
Well, Dave Williker, the second, and I like a second. I like a good deuce. I have a nephew who's a deuce. I was almost a second. My dad's name is Daniel George Gilson, and I'm Daniel Gilson. I never got the middle name. So my mom used to yell at me, "No, Daniel, no middle name. Gilson, get back in here." But, so I think she made a mistake not giving me a middle name. But tell me about your dad. Tell me about the Williker the first, the one who taught you some stuff. Did you get any knowledge from your parents?
He's still learning.
Actually, my dad is still around.
Good.
And he's 86, and so is my mom. She's 82. And they are the biggest supporters. They're actually the ones that introduced me to music when I was 7 years old. My dad worked with a guy that taught guitar, and he says, "Would you like to have some lessons?" I said, "Sure, not a problem." And this is where I'm at now. I mean, I've been playing many projects over the years. I've got several albums, several copyrights. And it was kind of funny because one of the musicians that belonged to this band actually called me on the way back from a place that I have in Pennsylvania, and we're driving along, and I was like, okay, I got to stop, got to call. And this is where I'm at now. But there's my dad, Dave Weilocker, the first, and then I'm the second, and there's actually a third. So,
and he is the king of one-liners.
Yeah, my dad is the king of one-liners. He's still old school. I'm still learning, and my son actually takes and writes down things that my dad says. So the longevity and the history is still there. So my parents are my biggest supporters. They will come to every show that they possibly can still.
Well, the biggest thing is watching them at one of our shows. And I remember we were doing a benefit show, and they were sitting off at a table. They were holding hands. They had tears in their eyes. You could see how proud they were of him.
Oh, yeah.
That was priceless.
Yeah. And you can't replace that. It's just, I'm so proud that they're still with us, and
yes.
And they're amazing.
I hear in your voice. I see it in your face. The pride family is very important to you. I mean, you made yourself a third, okay? So the tradition, the feeling of family, it's tight. I can feel that bond. It's not just a name. It is, there's importance to that name. But, even your bio says you started at 7. You played a gig at 8, but what was that gig at 8?
It was for actually the veterans from Cleveland. they came down and they had this benefit that they did, and it was at a local place that is no longer. It's turned into some coffee house, and but I was chosen by my instructor at that time. One of the guitarists that went and played. It was very cool. It was an awakening.
I believe it.
That's what I wanted to do. So,
and your dad being king of the one-liners, I'm glad that your son is taking those one-liners and compiling them. One of my favorite performances that Willie Nelson did, I think it was the Dukes of Hazzard. It was a movie that you may or may not like, but it was a new version of the Dukes of Hazzard, and he was playing Uncle Jesse, and he would tell these jokes. And it was just like out of nowhere. So Willie Nelson told the director or the writer or whoever was in charge, said, hey, I'll be in this movie, but I got to tell jokes. I want to do some one-liners. So I imagine your dad being like that, where he just tells jokes, man. He has these ideas. He wants to see people smile, wants to see people happy. He put a smile on your face. I see it.
I'm the same way. I mean, these guys actually know if they need to pick on somebody, they can do it to me. And I just laugh every step of the way because I actually can create it sometimes.
Well,
I give them
create it all the time.
Yeah, I give them so much material to work with, and I do it on purpose because it makes me happy to see other people happy.
Oh, so when you lost your phone,
we had
on our way out of Arizona.
Yes.
That was on purpose for our benefit?
No, that was purely accidental.
He had to call tech support to ping his phone to find it. And it was in the transport that we were in. So now we're tearing it through all of our equipment, trying to find his phone.
Yeah.
Because he was working on the road.
I was working on the road, so yeah. But I mean, at least it was with us.
Yeah, and he had the knowledge to call the right people to get the tech. I couldn't find my phone.
I called.
Arliss
Arliss got skills to pay the bills. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yes.
But all right. So you're compiling, or you're making music. You're making sounds. Who's writing all this music?
Actually, it's three of us.
You?
Me, Dave, our other guitar player, Guitar Boogie Bob Furta.
Yeah.
The three of us actually write the music, and then the rest of them are writing their parts too. The drummer and Mike Bright and Tim Williams, our bass player, they write their lines. But when it comes to the lyrics, it's between the three of us.
Yeah. Yep. And the nice part about it is that we don't stick to any certain rules. I mean, it's what you feel and what you play
and experience.
Right.
The experiences that we've done
of listening to what we do and coming together. I mean, the collaboration and the chemistry is just amazing.
And we've had the honor from some very famous people that gave us the rights to do their songs our way. The Johnny Cash family, we got to thank, because they gave us the rights to do a new version of Folsom Prison and Ring of Fire.
House
of the Rising Sun by Alan Price, who was the one that originally wrote that for the Animals. He
actually
was the keyboardist.
Called Arliss.
Yeah, he called me. And that was during the COVID shutdown.
Yes.
And thanked us and stuff for doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
We also want the Kentucky Headhunters with Dumas Walker. We just wound up doing for them. And then our, pay homage to, the kings of Southern rock. We got the very honor right before, luckily before he passed away, Gary Rosington gave us the rights to do Four Walls of Rayford.
Yes.
Which is done by me, Dave, and our drummer in that. And, that right there was an honor in itself.
Yep.
People ask me, hey, will you play a two-step song? Often it's Dumas Walker. But, there are a lot of greats that are contacting you. They're getting in touch with the Southern Outlaws Band. You're already making a name for yourselves. How are they finding you? Is it because they went to a show, or they found you online, this magical internet thing that can be used for good or evil?
it's been a combination of internet, and actually had representatives from these bands come to our shows.
Yeah.
We played one show. We had a representative from the Outlaws there.
Yes, themselves. Yeah.
You know, and then we actually had somebody there that actually had us on Skype with the Kentucky Headhunters when we were playing a show.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
what show? Where were you at? Where can these people, you know, these bands that want to follow in your footsteps? What places should they be playing? What areas?
Everywhere.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Yes.
Anywhere and
Seriously.
everywhere.
It's amazing the genre of Southern Outlaws.
The biggest thing is
music
making that connection with people.
Yes.
I mean, we were in Nashville one time, and me and him, we wound up setting up in the parking lot
of a hotel.
Of our hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And played for the people that stuff at the hotel.
The owners of the hotel even came
Yeah.
to sit outside and was listening.
It was amazing
Yeah.
because it was like this is the most impromptu thing. He started the truck up. I actually had the adaptive thing to make the
Plug it.
amplifier work. So I
Yeah.
plugged in the guitar and away we went.
had them singing along with us. And
I have all that footage recorded. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I have so much footage of these guys so far.
Well,
that
Sandy,
it's
get
just-
to work. Start to get in that Final Cut or whatever Adobe Premiere that you're using, and start cutting it up and putting it on the YouTube page.
HBO, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a lot more of it out there. Yeah.
Well, that's how they, like I said, that's how they get their next job is that, you know, people see them out there and they want to start working with them. That's beautiful. Well, speaking of start working with them, Sandy, I forgot your last name because I didn't have it on the bio. What's your last name?
Homa.
Homa.
Yes.
Fantastic. Sandy Homa.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's a Virginian girl right there.
what's it?
She's
yes.
born in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Born in West Virginia. Yeah, I want to get into it. Since you're behind the scenes, I want you to come out front of the scenes and tell me how you got together with these Southern Outlaw boys and tried to wrangle them up. I'm sure you got a lot of rope and maybe shackles. You know.
Oh, yeah, there's a cage.
Yeah.
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 Well, you know, tell me about West Virginia.
Yeah. I've always loved music. I mean, and to be able to help these guys with the little bit that I do for them, because they do all the work.
Well,
I'm just able to put it out there for them.
Are you related to anyone, or how did you get involved?
I am not related, but I kind of hang out with one of them. So, yeah.
Very good. So, wait, would that be a groupie? No. What?
No. No.
Do you make the band shirts and then you graduated from that?
Nope.
I think I'm watching too many movies.
She's actually worked in a previous project where she got exposure to getting most of the things done, like on the Facebook side of things. I mean, she's more of the social media type person when it comes to certain things. I mean, like the web page she
but
takes
this
care
has
of.
been a lot more.
This is a little bit different, I think, for her.
Yeah.
Than
This
other
was
stuff.
Kind of like on steroids at this point.
Yeah.
Well, these are important things. Taking care of social media. You know, I just got on TikTok reluctantly. My brother's on TikTok doing news videos. He's got over 150,000 people on his TikTok, which is great. You know, but I stuck to the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Those are my four main things that I was using, and it's hard to keep up with even those four. And then I added TikTok to it. Oh, yeah, how am I supposed to get any work done? I got so much, you know, I got to put out content.
It's actually available on TikTok.
Yes.
Say again?
Yeah. All of our music is actually available for people to use on TikTok for videos and everything.
See that? I hate that I called it content. That's some solid material that you know. I know content material. What's the difference, right? It's music.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. It's stuff that you put out there with your blood, sweat, and tears. You put it out to the world. It's out there for free. You know, you just have people go, and maybe, you know, if you get enough followers, I guess TikTok starts paying you money. and hopefully you can make a couple bucks off of this stuff. Because, you know, a lot of artists that I talk to say, oh, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love. But yeah, if you can make some money doing it, that would be great too.
All we're looking for is some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, or maybe a McDonald's. You know, that's.
Oh, come on, at least go to Starbucks.
Oh, we could go to Starbucks too. Yeah, I mean, just a little spending money. Yeah, not McDonald's.
No, not McDonald's.
We stopped at Burger King, and
we've got plenty of alcohol sponsors, so we're good in that department.
I think we need food now. We got enough alcohol.
Everybody's looking for food.
I'm hearing it. Your bellies are rumbling. But I just heard a joke about what was it? The Super Bowl commercial for Dunkin' Donuts. Ben Affleck was on it. I didn't see it, but supposedly he was taking orders at Dunkin' Donuts, and the biggest complaint was that he was getting the orders wrong. But then other people were saying, "Oh, well, Dunkin' Donuts always gets the orders wrong." So I guess he was just keeping with the brand. No, I love Dunkin' Donuts. They're delicious, I tell you. I think I just lost that sponsorship. Oh well.
We need a good barbecue sponsorship.
Yeah, like barbecue.
That would be good.
Well, in the Florida Keys down in Miami,
fast whiskey, then good barbecue.
Yeah, that's right.
they go together like bullets and guns. Let me tell you.
That's right.
But I was working on the radio down in the Florida Keys, and I was also in the fire department in the Florida Keys at the same time, and we had a barbecue contest down there. And one of the things that they invited the firefighters to be the judges, and then the radio was the sponsor. So I was doubly hit. They kept trying to bribe me with barbecue, good barbecue. So who's got the good barbecue? Ohio, Nashville, West Virginia. I'm sorry, West by God, Virginia. Or, you know, who's got the good barbecue? You've been all over this country. Or is it New York City?
I'll have to give it up to Texas. They got some really killer barbecue.
Well, give it up to that one place. Do you know that one place that people need to put on the walking tour? I got to go and get some barbecue at blah, 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 Texas. I'll let you think about it. And same thing for you, Mr. Deuce. You know, where's your favorite barbecue?
My favorite barbecue, I don't know, when they do those contests and they make the barbecue with Jack Daniels. I do like that.
Okay. Anybody a good cook around there of the three of you? Who's cooking?
Arliss.
I like to cook.
Sandy likes to cook. Arliss
is a really good cook.
He's a good cook too, yeah.
See, that's good. That's really nice, you know, because a lot of people, you know, you win their hearts through their stomach. You know, and that's been a thing forever. I'm a big fat guy anyway. So if you want to,
he eats and bakes.
Eats and bakes.
He makes some killer.
Will you marry me?
Brownies.
Yes. Will you marry me, Arliss Walker? You're gonna make a great spouse at some point. No, that's beautiful, man.
Yes.
You know, I know I'm kidding and everything, but you're.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah,
Trust me,
he takes great pride in what he does.
Yes,
Trust me.
He makes killer.
I've had people offer me money for that bourbon brownie recipe.
Yes, and bourbon brownies are
See, that's something that you got to spread the wealth, though. You're not KFC. You don't have to keep that secret recipe all secret. Spread it out to the world, man. Let people have it and let them enjoy it.
He won't even give it to me.
I think it's going with him.
And he won't even share that recipe.
When I first joined the band, I would go to rehearsal and he was talking about these bourbon brownies. I'm not much of a drinker, and he would have these bourbon brownies So finally I tasted one. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. I didn't know how popular they are, that he made those things, but they are delicious.
All right. So, but bourbon brownie is pretty misleading. It burns off the alcohol, right? You're not going to get drunk having a brownie, or you are the way you make them.
No.
You will get drunk eating these brownies.
Yes. Because.
All right. You stop for a second. All right. Because why will you get drunk eating those brownies?
The icing that I make, the bourbon does not cook out of it. That is pure, and that is barrel strength.
And you
bourbon.
Can taste it.
That is made with that. So it's a homemade chocolate bourbon icing that I make that goes on top of the brownies.
Oh yeah.
So Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. See, I'm not much, I'm not a drinker at all. I had a half a beer one time when I turned 21. I was in the fire department and we're playing quarters. And of course I lost. Blink. Oh, drink. Okay. I had my half a beer. And then by the time it got back around, I was passed out, completely passed out. So, yeah, I never drank since then. This is back in 91, I guess is when I was turned 21. So, yeah. So when you were graduating high school, I was having my first and last beer. I mean, but you guys are drinking, and it's part of the band brand. And here I am saying brand again. It's what the kids talk about. And I guess branding has been around since eons and eons and eons ago. The Egyptians branded with the pyramids, you know, but you came up with this good name, the Southern Outlaws Band. I'm surprised that there's not 12 other Southern Outlaws bands.
Sure.
But you know, what you know, is that the only Southern Outlaws band, or did you have to fight somebody for the name?
Oh, there's a couple others, but we're the only ones that actually have it copyrighted and registered trademark and stuff under us.
And it's the. And have to put the in front of it.
Yep.
And that's what distinguishes us from the rest.
Yes.
And you have the SouthernOutlawsBand.com. I was talking to a young lady just a little bit ago, and she had a .co, and I went, ooh, .co, you know, and she was like thinking, yeah, how are you going to find that, you know? So, yeah, .com is where it's at. I know I'm being nerdy, and hopefully you appreciate that there, Dave Wolliker.
I do. Yes. Yeah.
What other nerdy things are you into? Are you into like the geeky things that go along with the communications and the wiring and the learning about computers and such?
No. Oh, he's smarter than he looks.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he looks pretty smart.
I actually enjoy the outdoors. I mean, it's one of my things. I mean, I just enjoy everything else. I like to be well-rounded. I mean, I was taught by my grandfather to build. You know, he built homes. So when I was 12 years old, I went to work with him, and furniture and redoing all that kind of stuff. But I mean, due to my career now, it kind of takes me away from everything. But one of these days, music will be what I do for permanent.
Wait, you could build things? Maybe I want to marry you, because
Carlos, better choice, not me.
He's going to make me fat, but you could build me a.
You would starve.
Yeah,
I guarantee I wouldn't starve. I've been eating
not since once for any of us.
No.
He does not cook.
Well,
no.
You know, there's 5 guys in the band, and I can see you guys have a lot of fun together. You probably do a lot of pranking each other. Is there?
I wish the others were here, to be honest with you, Dan. I mean, it would be phenomenal.
We prank each other quite a bit.
Well, I mean, this is just the beginning of the story. This is like scratching the surface. You have an invite to come back anytime, because you know, as things progress, if you got a tour coming up or a new song that you want to promote, for sure, you definitely come on back here. But tell me about your pranking.
Well, the other day we were on a interview with New Zealand. So our drummer is up in Michigan because he runs a charter. So we decide, Sandy hooked him up. She says, okay, I got a tablet. I'm going to, put.
I did it live, like a video chat through Facebook. So I had Mike on the tablet, and I'm holding. So Mike was part of the interview.
Right. So the person that was interviewing, Grant, he says, "Oh, it looks like you're holding a baby in your hands." Baby with a mustache and white hair. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, we wound up when we were in Arizona with him and Tim. Tim went out to dinner and stuff with me and Dave and Sandy.
Yep. And
the lady comes up and she asks us. She says, "Well, how many people and stuff?" I said, "Well." I said, there's 5 of us, but 3, but technically 3 adults and 2 children. So when we sat down, I'll be damned if that woman didn't wind up bringing crayons and coloring books and stuff for Mike and Tim.
And I looked at her and I said, they're not kids. And she says, well, I'm not taking them back now.
So one good thing is they were good sports. Tim and Mike both wound up coloring and that, and stuff, and playing tic-tac-toe with you.
Yeah.
So
well, anyway,
it all works out.
They actually colored one of the pictures and everyone signed it.
Well, yeah, we all signed it.
And gave it to her.
Yeah.
That just made her day.
Oh, absolutely. I was just wondering if you actually took and you colored and you used those crayons. You better have. Coloring.
Absolutely.
We carry stickers with us. I mean, and it's maybe the trivialist thing ever, but fishing, approaching a person that's fishing, I ask them what kind of music they like, and then I give them a sticker, tell them who we are. I mean,
we got to put one of those stickers on the flatbed Ford.
Yes.
In Winslow, Arizona.
Winslow, Arizona has one of our stickers on that flatbed Ford.
Yes.
We stopped in Winslow on the, yep. So
see, these are the stories that people want to hear. You're a touring band, 5 guys getting together, finding time in their busy schedules, because I'm sure if not all of you, some of you got day jobs, some of you got families. You already said you have a family, so there's people that are counting on you, expecting you to be home, and have to put up with a touring musician. That's hard on a family. It really is hard on a job. How does it come together?
Actually retired.
Yep.
No,
yep.
I am.
Yeah. I'm a retired deputy sheriff.
Fantastic. Yes. Deputy sheriff from where?
Stark County.
Where?
Ohio.
Yankee. Okay, but no, and I wonder, was it?
Hey, it's a Hall of Fame town. Well, it is the county and stuff for the Football Hall of Fame. But but hey, they paid good money. So.
I say Yankee, I'm jerking you a little bit. Like I said, I'm a Yankee from Miami, man. I have no Southern ties, no Northern ties. I'm a man of the world, a man of the people. I like learning. Where people came from, experiences.
Yeah, I ask that a lot though, because being from the hills of West Virginia. Yeah. And most of my family, I'm like a 4th generation moonshiner. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And they always said, how did you become a cop? I said, well, when you have family full of moonshiners, you got to have somebody on the inside.
the white sheep of the family, I guess, would that be it?
Yeah, you got to have somebody looking out for the rest of them, I bit the bullet.
I have a father-in-law and a couple of brothers that were in law enforcement as well, and then one brother that might have been on the other side of the law. But it's a balance. There were 8 billion people once again on this world, and we got to balance out. Hopefully, 50% are kind of on that side, and 50% are on that side. But it's dividing us up. I don't like it. I want us all to come together in the middle. We all want the same thing: food on the plate, roof over our heads, a little money in our pocket. We're just coming at it from different directions. Oh man! But Southern rock goes together with politics and what have you. There's a type of people that listen to the Southern rock. But I say that. But I think it's universal as well. Good music is good music. Tell me about the shows and the and the feelings.
Special at our shows, we have seen from bikers, business professionals, young and old, all coming together, and enjoying themselves, listening to the music, having a good time. They're dancing, they're partying with one another. Yep. All the types have just disappeared.
Yeah. And the nice thing about it is because we engage them so much that any one of us is subject to be targeted, and it's okay. And nobody has that, well, I don't like that or whatever. I mean, it's all a matter of entertaining the people. Yeah. And one night they actually had everybody picking on me, and I was fine with it. I was just because it was engaging, and that's what we want. I mean, you want that.
Well, like we said,
interaction.
I've said it in one of the other interviews. People need to put all the hate aside and look around at all of our differences. What makes us all unique and special.
Right.
Our common thread is us being human beings. That's it. And that's what we need to focus on, is we're all human.
Yep.
And what makes us different is what makes us special.
Yep.
Well,
the music is universal, as you say.
It's universal language that speaks to everyone.
Yeah,
well, if you don't learn about history, you're doomed to repeat it, right? So, the history is being erased. Wearing a rebel flag used to be I'm from Davie, Florida. Davie, Florida, you wouldn't expect. It's right there in Broward, in the middle of South Florida. There's a rodeo, a famous rodeo in Davie, Florida, and we all wore Dixie hats and loved the Dukes of Hazzard. And if we can find a Dodge Charger, you sure we're gonna paint a rebel flag on top of it and have the Dixie playing on the horn, if we could do it. But the feelings, toppling over statues and erasing history, and calling N Jim slave Jim. Now, hey, that was history. It was a bad part of history, but it happened. We need to know about it so we don't do it again.
I think it's learn from the mistakes that are past and move forward. Don't dwell on them, but just learn from them and move forward.
Oh, for sure, man. And the microcosm that is the club. I'm at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. It's our nightclub that I'm at every Friday night. And you talk about changing feelings and feeling and putting on a show and making people forget what happened outside that door. Yeah, they might be separated. They might feel like they were separated or picked on or whatever outside those doors. But once they come in and they come to one of my shows, or they come to a Southern Outlaws Band show, the Southern Outlaws Band show, and they sit down or stand up, more likely stand up, so they can do some dancing while you're playing, they're going to change those feelings. That whatever hurt, whatever that job that they're doing, whether they like it or not, or if they don't like it, it's tearing them apart inside. You're going to change all those feelings. That's your superpower, man.
I love it.
Yeah, that's our goal. That's the goal. To us, we've done our job when they can come out and have a good time, forget about their troubles, and
and relate to real people, because it's
and we're very approachable.
Yes, we are. Anyone can come up and talk to us. It's not a problem.
Well, tell me about that, because I know a lot of bands support your local artist, my loyal listener. Go see a local band, because they're just as good as your Lynyrd Skynyrd's, your Beatles, your anybody who's made it to this level. You got the local bands that have been working as hard to perfect their craft. Maybe they just didn't make those choices, sign on that line, give themselves over to that particular thing, but they're just as good. I've seen, you're talking about the Grand Ole Opry. We have TC's here in Conway, Arkansas. It was also known as the Grand Ole Opry West. So there's a lot of magic on that stage too. People come through, it's only live music in there. I know, because I've asked them, hey, you want me to DJ for you one of these days? No, we only do live music here. And I say, yes, please, let's do it. And it's live. They'll have blues on Monday and blues and a jam on Sundays, and live bands every other day. So that's a spot. If you want to go to come to Arkansas, come to TC's and play for us in Grand Ole Opry West.
That would be.
We would be honored, absolutely.
But that's pretty, I say that only to say that going to see a live show. Do you have the merch table afterwards? Do you have a little bit of merch that people can come by and see you, press the flesh, and get something signed?
Yes.
What do you have on that merch table now?
T-shirts, which Sandy's wearing one of them.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm one of the other ones.
Nice.
Yes.
Hats,
koozies,
tank tops,
hats, like beanies.
Yeah, beanies, and then we have CDs, and then we're also sponsored by Gone Country Hats, which we have cards and stuff on our table and that from them. So, but and anybody brings us bottles and stuff, we'll sign them too, because we are sponsored. We are ambassadors for Maker's Mark Bourbon, so we have signed a lot of Maker's Mark Bourbon bottles.
Yep.
Yeah, we actually have pictures that
And
have
then,
been taken, and the band
They
is
autograph
signed.
the
We autograph the
pictures and
pictures.
give
Yeah.
Which
them out.
those we actually give out at no charge.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
That's our way
superstars.
of giving back to the fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when they come, they want a picture of us and us to sign it. We will do that, and that's our honor of us giving back to them.
Yep.
Well, you've given some shout outs throughout this podcast, throughout this interview, throughout this video. And I want you to give more shout outs as we wind this thing down. And once again, I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. I want you to come back and chit chat with me. Bring the rest of the fellas over. Sandy, you always come. All right. We need a beautiful lady sitting there right in the middle all the time, wrangling. But
The rose between two thorns.
Yeah, exactly.
oh, come
But
on.
yeah, definitely need to have another interview with Mike,
Bob,
Guitar Boogie Bob,
yep.
and Tim.
and Tim. Yeah.
Super fantastic. Well,
Affect the whole band.
And
I
we
want
do
you-
have a lot of things on the works
Yeah.
that is
So-
coming up. So
well, I want you to give shout outs to people that have helped you along. Also, give praise. And also, if you do have some shows that are coming up, let people know about them. Go for it.
let's give a shout out to Denny Santelli from
Yeah,
Santelli Cleaning
Cleaning,
Company.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
one of our sponsors.
Fabulous
And-
sponsor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's he
And
at?
he's right from this area, RS Imprints, that makes our shirts.
Yep.
Yep.
We mentioned Clayton hats.
Yeah.
Also,
While Clayton makes our guitar picks.
guitar picks.
Yes.
Things,
Yeah.
Right. Let's see who else is on.
We've got to
the
give a
list.
shout out to Hugs Radio out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They're big supporters of us, and there's
Yeah.
going to be some things coming up with them that we haven't announced yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then you've got Big Records, right?
We have Big Records,
Records.
Rise
Yeah,
Up TV.
Rise Up
We have
TV.
Pam.
Big shout out to Cindy Neen.
Yep.
Nene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, don't keep it
Yeah.
a secret. You got some stuff in the works. Come on, bring it out. It's just us. Nobody's listening.
It's not just us.
you'll be one of the first to know.
Let's put it
You'll
this
be
way,
the first to know when we can
Yeah.
wind up saying,
Yes.
but we do have
Yeah.
some very huge things.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
all we can say.
That's all we can say right
Yeah,
now.
that's all we.
Fantastic. Well, I'm happy to play your stuff on radiowhat.com as well. So
It's actually a big national thing. The other actually will be a world thing. So,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So-
So we have to. We just. Yeah.
but you'll be the first one to know when we can wind up publicly putting it out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I doubt I'll be the first one, but I'm glad
No.
I'm glad I'm in the loop somewhere.
We will definitely get a hold of you.
You'll fall somewhere in between this
Yeah.
and there.
All right, all
Yep,
right.
and that's-
You're in my
You'll be
circle of friends. Yes. All right. I always finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, maybe a mantra that you wake up with every morning. I'm going to give all three of you a chance to give the last words for the people. So, Sandy, you're going to give the first last words for the people, something to live by, or just whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Sandy, give the last word for the people.
Never give up on your dream.
I like that. I like that. All
No
right.
matter what it is, whether it's music, a sport, anything. Follow it. Go for it.
Oh, there was more to that one. I like it. It was deep. All right, Dave Williker II. Give the last words for the people.
Huh. Well, I can always say just keep music in your heart because there's nothing better. It's always there. That's all I got to say.
Arliss Walker, the first person I talked to in this band and the last person I'm going to talk to on this podcast. Give the last words for the people.
Mine's two-part. Dream big, and with hard work and determination, you can reach for the stars. The second one is music is the universal language that brings us all together.
Well, there you have it, party people. The Southern Outlaws Band. At least 2/5. Well, 2.5, 2.5 fifths. I don't know. Sandy, I think Sandy's the glue. I think Sandy Bono's the glue that keeps these boys together. But it was good to talk to Arliss Walker and Dave Williker. I hope to talk to Guitar Boogie Bob Ferda and Mike Bright Jr. and Tim Williams in the near future. So stick around and listen for that. But we just scratched the surface, just a little idea of how they became who they are. You know, they started from a young lads getting into music, their family backing them up. I like that. I like that a lot. Back your kids up. You know, give them all the tools they need to put in their toolbox. And who knows what they'll get to do. Maybe they'll build something for you, be it metaphorically or an actual couch or a table. Yeah, I need to work with my hands a lot more. I definitely do. I like getting outside. I like taking these headphones off and going outside and unwinding for a little bit. You know, it's good to break out. I spend my day outside, and that's fortunate. I'm very fortunate for that. I get to breathe that fresh air because, you know, sitting here in this room, you can already hear it in my voice. My nose is starting to stop up, and I think that's partially because I'm wearing these headphones. So I'll take the headphones off. I don't need to hear myself through the headphones, but so excited. You know, the Southern Outlaws Band, there's more to come. There's some secret stuff that's happening. Make sure you follow them around on their SouthernOutlawsBand.com and their Facebook page. I think Facebook for the band, apparently that's the only thing listed on their band website, but they said they do have TikTok and some other things. I'm going to have to find those and follow them around. You know what I mean? All right, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Thank you so much for keeping it in your ears. All right, party people. Hey, now if you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. It's KeysDan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.